Shakti is the transference of energy from the master to the disciple. We just leave there so blissed out and high without drugs.
My body started convulsing and all these kinds of things kind of started happening.
When he touched me, I was no longer myself.
There was a profound experience where I felt a current, where I felt like, oh, there's electricity happening.
And I see this sort of like flashing light.
Like lightning. Sound so loud, like a jet airplane.
It's pretty addictive.
I was experiencing an LSD-like state. Colors were moving around him. There was a phenomenon attached to this now. It's not just these good feelings I'm having. Now there's this like flashing light happening inside me.
More than Shakti, there was a greater experience that only Michelle could reveal to us. It was the ultimate step that we needed to take us to enlightenment.
We were told that he would have a day set aside where we could come and ask him for the direct experience of God. And he called it the knowing.
The knowing is based on this book called the Bhagavad Gita. It's this Hindu book where Krishna reveals the direct experience of God to his disciple Arjuna.
I was like, yes. That resonated with me. I was like, I knew it was possible.
The knowing was the realization of being able to see and hear and taste God.
If you could only comprehend what this means, to finally have God being revealed to you in its purest form, finally.
That was something that I felt like I had been looking for my entire life up to that point. I had gone to school, I had a degree, I had a great job, I was engaged, and yet when this happened, it was like all of that meant nothing.
So, who wants to ask for the knowing today?
One of the things that made the knowing so intriguing was that not everyone was going to be able to receive it.
I wanted what I thought he had. I wanted the knowing. I wanted this promise of enlightenment.
A ceremony would occur over the course of several days, where individuals were able to ask if they were ready for the knowing. Those chosen would receive the experience of God.
He said, you have to give everything up and I will know, because you will be asked before you receive this experience. I'll know if you're telling the truth or not. So I was like, I better really do some soul searching.
As devoted as I was still nervous that he wouldn't think I was ready. One night he spoke to me alone. He had something he needed to tell me. He said that he had been up all night, fighting with God, fighting for my life. I was fated to have a terrible accident. I was supposed to die. He said I needed to follow his guidance and I would be okay. It was so hard to believe, but I trusted him. The very next day, I would find out if I received the knowing.
This day was going to meet God. okay? Not the president, not Brad Pitt. This was God. So you didn't want to take this lightly.
We were up in the woods, and he looks into your eyes with, like, you know, this open eye meditation that's so overwhelming. And he said, "What do you want?" And I told him that I wanted to have the knowing revealed to me.
He said, but it was very doubtful. He was really playing with that for me.
He said, bow down, and I did, and he said, you will receive the knowing, and you will know God directly.
And he said, I think you're ready for it.
Something in me changed, and literally for 3 days I thought I was on an acid trip. And I felt atoms, and I saw things, and I kept checking myself, like, wow, is this real?
And every time I connect to the light, I'm so amazed. It's not like there's just a light. There's like colors and patterns, and they keep changing. I mean, there's like these spinning checkerboards, the brightest little dots, and each one is a little rainbow. Then these little electrons come flying all over the place.
I wasn't trusted to have the knowing revealed to me. Basically, he said, not this time, Emiliana. I think you're not quite ready yet.
My sister had been there for 6 years, working like a slave. I mean, like a slave.
Of course, it made me feel inadequate. It's like all I ever wanted was to attain this merging into God and disappearing. I was looking around at people who had been there, like, no way as long as me. Everything was always explained off by being, they're just older souls. So it was really hard.
He just strung her along. Strung her along.
It was especially hard for me when my brother got the knowing and I didn't.
The knowing was finally shown to me, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I saw light and heard sound. There was no denying the beauty I was experiencing. But I was overwhelmed that too much was being asked of me, and I was getting in too deep.
This is the real drunkenness. Drunk with the divine. What's happening here could be put in a history book. 50 years from now, they will say, there was a time where this master worked on this earth. He had all this disciples. He got so drunk. But they were not done. They cannot be put this in history books. And this is the real thing that counts.